Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. Sleigh bells ringing, diamonds blinging, carols singing, favorite season. They said, say Nick, what you got up in that bag? Yeah, I got racks in my sack.
Hey guys, welcome to Meals with Maria. Alright, that's going to be distracting. I'm not going to wear them. Just for fun though, right? Happy holidays! Today we'll be combining the worlds of cooking and crafting by making food gifts that you can give to people for the holidays. I wanted to come up with some really inexpensive but beautiful and thoughtful ideas so that you can make something for friends and family that comes from the heart, that is not going to break the bank. That's the key here. I know we don't all have like a ton of money just to throw around, so let's make some gifts that are thoughtful, practical, and edible. I'm relying heavily on Dollar Tree for these gifts, but there are things that you can probably get pieces for anywhere, and maybe you might even have some of this stuff lying around your house, so you may be able to upcycle some things that you already have. I'm excited to show you what we're making. So the first food gift we're going to make is hot fudge. This hot fudge will last in the fridge for about 2 weeks, so you want to make it kind of closer to the time that you give it to the person. Definitely put an expiration date on it. We're just going to use 12 ounces of chocolate chips as a regular size bag, but this is a double size that I have, so I'm choosing half. You can get chocolate chips at Aldi for like a little over $1. And then 1 can of some evaporated milk. I happen to have this fat-free in my cabinet. It was because I got it on clearance and it was just what I was going to use. It turned out great. It was absolutely fine to use the fat-free, but if you can get full fat, go ahead and use that as well. Then 1 teaspoon of butter. It's like the smallest piece of butter ever, but whatever. A teaspoon of vanilla, and then a half a teaspoon of salt. So you just want to add all of that to our slow cooker and cook for 2 hours. I do kind of start stirring towards the end of it just to check out, you know, how everything's melting together. And it turned out just wonderfully. Like, this was so good and such a fun little thing to make. Now, I add mine to like a really big container. I didn't have a plan of who I was going to give it to. I just figured I was going to try it out and see how it ended up looking. It ended up being adorable, but what I would say is get some smaller jars, and I do know that Dollar Tree carries some like really small food jars, and go ahead and pour your fudge into there, and then it's kind of like a 2-person serving maybe. I mean, how many hot fudge sundaes are you really going to eat? But if you want to give this as a gift, it's just a cute little something so that somebody can have like a nice little dessert some night and they'll think of you and know that you made them this hot fudge fresh just for them. And it's really like a heartfelt thing for them to enjoy. Plus, chocolate gives you the feeling of love, so why not have the chocolate? It is really a great gift. And so what you do is just tie any sort of ribbon or twine that you have right around the end of the container, and then put any sort of little tag. I'll tell you that online, and I'll post some below, there's like a ton of free printables that are like Joy, Holly, Merry Christmas, and they're just so adorable. And all you have to do is print them off from the computer and you are all set with your own little tag. You don't have to pay anything for that. So I would say that you could make probably 4 or 5 little containers, and you're looking at, you know, less than a couple bucks each. So this next gift I saw on Pinterest. I was able to grab these little white chocolate covered flips at Dollar Tree, which was amazing and perfect for this. I also grabbed these jars from Dollar Tree and this yarn from Dollar Tree, as well as this little container of buttons. So the total cost here is for 2 things of our pretzels, 1 container, 1 thing of yarn, and some buttons. So it ends up costing $5. Now, any of these things you could find at home. You don't necessarily have to use buttons either. Like, you could use little pom-poms if you had them, or anything that was black that resembled buttons, because we're going to make little snowmen. And it is really important to have the white chocolate covered pretzels inside of the container, because that's what makes a snowman white. But you could make your own chocolate covered pretzels, or potentially put marshmallows inside, or I don't know, anything else that is white. Go for it. It would still look cute. You could even give the jar empty, and it could be considered like a flour jar or a sugar jar to put on your counter, or potentially even put like flowers in or something. So it could be a vase, it could be something for your pantry, really anything. So here I'm just using my glue gun to glue the buttons onto the jar. Now I did find that the buttons did pop off after this, so it was a fun little idea to make it look good, and especially if you're not going to be transporting it or, you know, using any sort of heavy duty, go ahead and use your glue gun. But I am going to recommend E6000 glue for this. I know the crafting community is really big on the E6000. I have used it in the past, and it is very strong and perfect for using on glass. You can also see how fabulous my glue gun is. It's like covered in this grass stuff from Dollar Tree at one point, from making something for I think it was like Easter, and I can't get the stuff off. So if you have any techniques on how to get the stuff off your glue gun, go ahead and share that with me, because that would be extremely helpful. So just put those buttons on there, and you can already see it's already starting to look like a little snowman. Like, they're such adorable little containers anyway, so you might as well add some buttons to them and bling them up. And then you just want to take your yarn and wrap it around the top of the jar, and you really want to try and make it look like a little scarf. Just wrap the yarn around the top of the container until everything is as thick as a scarf would look. So here you can see that I started making my scarf on my littler one, and I really made kind of like short strands, and I wanted to make them a little bit longer. So the second time I'm just looping my string around, and that way I'm going to cut each end so that really the ends of the strings are all the same size. That's kind of the technique or method I'm going to use. And so the first time I probably did it about 6 inches long. This time I did it about 8 to 10, and I think that is the right amount. I really want to make sure that my strands are nice and long so that it really fully looks like a scarf. And you can see on the first one, I just cut them and then hot glued it on. And I didn't end up liking that look as much as a braided look. So on this second one, I did end up braiding my strands. So just imagine it's like hair, separate it into 3 separate portions and then braid it like a regular braid. And then at the end of the braid, I did just add a little bit of hot glue to kind of stick everything together. And I thought that was the cutest method for making your little scarf. Now, I did actually add my pretzels before I braided it. I kind of looked at that after, but here I am adding the pretzels. It did take 2 bags to fill one of these jars. I wasn't expecting that. They do have smaller jars at the Dollar Tree too, so if you want to go with a smaller one, you absolutely could. These are a very cute homemade gift. So now let's see what Freddy the Foodie's up to, because I know that he's getting into some trouble with the next thing I'm working on. Yep, of course, he drank all the hot cocoa. So you can only guess that the next gift is hot cocoa cups. So I was able to grab these cups at the Dollar Tree. They're actually adorable. I wish I had all of them for my house. They also have hot chocolate, which is $1, and then these little ornaments, which are 2 for $1, as well as some hot chocolate candy canes. So this is the perfect little gift to put together. Oh, and I bought some ribbon too to just tie it on and make it look adorable. So I do have this little silicone funnel that came with my spice rack, but you could just use a rolled up piece of cardboard. That'd be no problem. And that's the way that you can funnel your hot chocolate right into those little ornaments. The 2 for $1 ornaments are the perfect size to add 1 packet of hot chocolate to it, because it really only fills the ornament maybe like quarter of the way, halfway, not a lot, and it's just the perfect way, and it just fits in there perfectly, so that I know that, you know, if someone was going to pour that back into the cup and then make hot chocolate, it would not be a problem at all. The top pops right back on, pretty much no problem. And now you have your full ornament with hot chocolate in it. And you just want to take your nice hot chocolate candy canes. Now you could use regular peppermint as well, really any type of candy cane you want. Just think about, you know, how good that would taste with hot chocolate. I think peppermint or hot chocolate flavored or anything chocolate or peppermint would do. And then you've got your cups and your candy canes and your ornaments, and I'm just gonna open my ribbon up and tie that around the cups and tie everything together. And I just think this looks adorable. It's such a cute little gift, and it's nice because it's not only a food gift, but you end up with that beautiful mug
Really great for somebody. You could even send them to their house if you have coworkers and you guys aren't in the office, and that way they can just, you know, sip hot chocolate and then eventually have coffee out of it, and, you know, think of you and the kind gesture that you have done for them. It's very, very inexpensive. Once you buy the hot chocolate and the candy canes, the only thing that's going to be additional every time that you need to, you know, make another one is going to be more cups and potentially more ornaments. And the ornaments are 50 cents each and the cup is $1 each. And you do get, I think, 6 packages of hot chocolate and then also 6 candy canes. So you can make 6 of these and they end up being, you know, less than $5 a gift, which is very, very reasonable, especially if it's for something that you could send to somebody, friends, or coworkers.
Thank you guys so much for joining me on this video today. If you liked it and you like seeing the mix of food and crafts, please give that thumbs up. Let me know if you want to see more crafting or Dollar Tree items like this, because I am happy to show you. If you are new here, I do videos kind of like this. It's mostly cooking and extreme grocery budget challenges as well as grocery hauls. It's a ghost. Just kidding. So if you like this and you want to see more, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I am doing Vlogmas. So we're at videos coming all month long. You don't want to miss them. And if you want to see other videos that are similar to this and some more Dollar Tree things, let me show you my Dollar Tree playlist right here so you can check that out. I will see you guys tomorrow.